Plaza.
Did you call Mike Scott about the irrigation?
No, but did you know a crocodile can't stick its tongue out? Or that Humpty Dumpty rhyme never actually says he's an egg? Or that Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice?
Where the hell do you come up with these facts? And what's that have to do with the lawn?
Nothing really, just hoping you'd forget what you told me to do.
Well, here's a fact. Just like an elephant, I never forget. And here's another fun fact for you. If my plants die because you didn't call Mike Scott Plumbing to come over and install an irrigation system, you're going to be the one out there all night with a hose.
Well, as a matter of fact, I think I'll call Mike Scott Plumbing right now.
Now that's a fact.
237.
2.5.
Yes, 237-2888.
Tradition alongside Dave Hamilton for our high school football game of the week, Thursday night edition. It's all right. Get home early in time to watch the NFL kick off their season as well. Still get this game in tonight, and I know both teams are happy to get this one. And Dunellen and Cocoa postponed. The game is down in Hernando County involving those schools, all canceled as well. Springstead at Nature Coast, Brooksville Central, and Eastside. Weeki-Wachi 5A, Hernando, Land O'Lakes, and Lecanto was on a bye. So the game's in the area tonight. This one, the only one being played in Citrus County. Citrus High is traveling to Westport up in Marion County. That game will kick off just a bit later, and Crystal River is at South Lake. So Dennis will keep you up to date on those couple of games plus some other ones. Our game tonight, Williston 1-0 on the year. Seven Rivers is 1-1. Williston with their season opening win as they knocked off usually pretty stout Gainesville Eastside team. They knocked them off 21-6
that tells you something
in
about Williston.
the season opener. Yep, quarterback C.J. Strange had a couple of TD passes in that one. Number one, Jeremiah James was on the receiving end of those two, and no doubt about it, Seven Rivers can expect to see a dose of number 21, Gerard Williams III. He had 21 rushes for 135 yards against Eastside. Of course, Seven Rivers coming off that loss to Hernando last week, a game that I know they felt they played well, but also thought that they could probably have won. And we've talked about it before, Coach, for Seven Rivers, these games against some of these public schools in FHSAA, Williston is a 1A, they're not interested in showing they can compete. They're interested in showing they can win.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line.
They just had
and
the
they
coin
played
toss
game against Hernando last week. They
yeah.
just come out on the short end of that one. So this ought to be a good ball game tonight. I think the coin toss, and Williston has elected to receive. Start the game.
Okay, and the Red Devils come here, as we said, 1-0. They will be wearing red helmets with the big W on the side of it, along with white shirts and white pants. The Seven Rivers Christian School Warriors take to the field with their Columbia blue helmets and the navy blue shirts and navy blue pants. I know Ray Green talked to us last night at the Player of the Week Awards out at Beef O'Brady's and said, look, the last couple weeks haven't been easy. They've got some kids beat up. The physicality of a team like Hernando and their opener that they had as well against the Villages, and now what they're going to see from Williston, it's going to test their depth. They have a lot of kids going both ways, just about everybody.
And
so
this
it's
is
going
a
to
warm
test
night.
them. Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, you've got, I know it's only a couple weeks season, but you're used to the 7:30 kickoffs, and while it's not exceedingly hot, it's still sun beating down on you for probably most of the first half. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects both teams later in the game. Of course, as we said, this is Williston's only their second game of the season. This is Seven Rivers. Of course, they've had two under their belts. As we look at the field, we want to remind you as well, you can check us out on YouTube, CBS Sports Radio 104.3. You can find the game live streaming tonight. We've got Bryce and Brady Newton handling those duties. So check it out. You can look it up on your phone, your tablet, your device, at your house, or if you're here at the stadium. We'll bring you all the play-by-play action of this one. Seven Rivers will be kicking off, as Coach Hamilton mentioned. They will be going from our right to our left. Kicking off for Seven Rivers is Nathan Winstead. This is a senior who's played a lot of football for Seven Rivers. He's been a mainstay for this team for the last 4 seasons. Broke onto the scene as a freshman. There's the kickoff, a little squib right into the middle field, and Williston hops on that one. It's Jermon Collins, number 8, who comes up with that one.
About the 39.
And that's where the Red Devils will take over the opening possession of the game. Not sure if he was trying to catch him off guard or just didn't want to kick it deep there, but Williston gets very good field position to start the game. As we said against Eastside, C.J. Strange, number 5, their quarterback, couple of touchdown passes in the opener. So obviously, even though they have a talented running back in Gerard Williams, number 21, they're not afraid to put it up in the air. And if you look at Williams trot onto the field, he is not the tallest player in the world, listed at 5'9", but he is strong. Williston opens up, 2 backs off left, and there's the handoff to Williams. He goes around the right side, but Seven Rivers stacks him up and pushes him out of bounds.
That was a gang tackle
with
there.
A yard loss. There was a lot of Warriors right there making the play, about 5 of them. Noah Bresson, number 32, was the last one to lay a hand on him, and that was just kind of a toss across the right side. And they did a good job stringing it out and swarming to the ball, so that looked like they marked it, coach, probably a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 10.
12.
Actually 12, that's right, 2nd and 12. Shotgun look for the Red Devils. Quarterback C.J. Strange hands it off inside, and once again, great job by the defense. Nathan Winstead there in the middle.
No gain.
Nope. Big stop, and now you've held Williston to about a 3rd and 12. Right now, clock running, 11 minutes and 27 seconds
You'll get
to go
see
here.
This passing game.
You would think that they would put it up in the air now at 3rd and long, and a chance for Seven Rivers off the field after giving up decent field position.
Yeah.
3 and out would do a lot to their confidence. You look, they've got 2 receivers, 3 now out to the left. Big tight end in the middle of that. Quarterback rolls out to his left, looking for somebody, throws across the field and in and out of the hands of number 12 was Albert Fuller. Diving try was in his hands, but he couldn't come up with a little too far out in front of him. Incomplete pass, and it'll be 4th down.
That was a series by Seven Rivers. Defense held. In fact, they put them in the 3rd and 12, 13, and defense held. So
I mean, that's, you would imagine with your stud back there, Williams, they want to show that they can run the football, and Seven Rivers did a good job stopping them.
Yeah.
Williston to punt. The snap is dropped. The kicker gets it off a left-footed punt. Not a very good kick. Takes a Seven Rivers bounce back towards midfield. Looks like it's down at about the 44-yard line. So Seven Rivers takes over and very good field position. Now an opportunity to grind it out. Nothing changes with head coach Ray Green and his offense. This is what we've seen around here for 7-8 years now.
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, that's what he likes to do. He's going to grind you out, and trotting out at quarterback is Will Ellis, 6 of 16 this year for 82 yards and 2 TDs. But as we all know, his job is not to throw the football. His job is to read that defense and hand it off to the right guy. Seven Rivers stacking it up. Almost an offsides. I think they should have probably called that one. They were inside the neutral zone, but 3 backs, and there's somebody moved there. The near side official threw his flag. Could have been a false start against Seven Rivers. Could have been an offsides. We'll see what he calls. Officials huddle up.
It's going to be a false start.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like one of the running backs for Seven Rivers lifted up right before there was a snap, and that's what caused it.
But they'll see the same thing again.
Yeah, they will. That's what Seven Rivers does. That's what we're going to see. Seven Rivers lines up again. Almost looked like a false start, but the handoff goes around the left side, and that's number 2, Markel Pryor, with a nice run. Markel Pryor, another one of the talented running backs that Coach Green has at his disposal.
He just about got 10.
He's the one that can break it at any time. He's the speed guy for the Seven Rivers offense. Winstead, a little more of the physical running back. We've also, obviously, early on in the season, if you look at the numbers, it's been Brendan Rooks, number 4, who leads the team in rushing at 137 yards. Here is a 2nd and about 5 for the Warriors. A little bit of motion. Rooks goes around the outside, but the handoff goes right up the middle. And that is Logan Fulford. Big gain. That'll be a first down. And this is just classic Seven Rivers Warrior football.
Yep.
I mean, they are absolutely just going to line up and
the
hand
line's
it off
doing a good job so far, opening the holes, letting them get through.
And if you're, Williston, here's the problem. You don't see this virtually at all.
No.
And it's hard to prepare for it, not to mention you just had a week taken off of your preparation. And I mean, split back veer, whatever you want to call it, that they're running, and it's hard to see them. They get down low, they move. Here's one back right behind. There's another one, looked like it was offsides, but the handoff to Markel Pryor gets around to the outside and gains about 2. Again, Williston close to jumping. No call.
I thought they were.
Seven Rivers coaches and fans, they're either timing it just right or they're just a little bit ahead. But still, a positive gain for Seven Rivers. Second and about 7. You got 3, almost 4 yards right there. Lights are coming on here at Warrior Park. 9 minutes to go. There's that looked like a direct snap to the fullback. The up back takes it right up the gut. Inside the 30, down to the 29, and a flag thrown by the near side official. I'm wondering if he grabbed a little face mask in there.
Face mask.
We'll see what he's doing, because it was just a quick handoff. The quarterback didn't take it right to the running back, and that's what it is.
It was just a direct snap.
Yeah, direct snap. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can check it out and see what we're talking about. But to describe it, you have your quarterback and your running back, tailback. They are lined up, and they are bent over about as low as you can crouch down.
Yeah.
And difficult to see over the line. There's no space between them, and it's hard to find that football. Now they go right up behind center, literally a yard behind center again. Williston in there quickly. No flag on the play, but positive yardage for the Warriors.
Good gain of 4.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing about Seven Rivers and Coach Green's offense. If they're churning out 3 and 4 yards and they're bringing up 2nd and 5 or 6,
that's all he wants. That's all.
I mean, that's a recipe for a long evening for the opponent. That's what they do. They're going to wear you down by that style of offense. Now, if it doesn't work, and the times we've seen them struggle to score points, it's 3 and out, and they have a hard time passing the ball. But this drive right here, working out well for the Warriors. Will Ellis, the quarterback. Again, they go into motion. And Coach Green doesn't like what he sees. We'll take a quick break in the action. The Seven Rivers calls timeout. No score. 8:10 to go here in the first quarter. Live high school football on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
It's been called a lot of things over the years: a work truck, a hauling truck, a mudding, fishing, or mall crawling truck.
This is a 1.5 break.
Okay.
I cut it down by 60 seconds for you.
Okay, thanks. We'll make it work.
America for the past 40 years. So come take a test drive today at Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Crystal River. Home of the F-150, the F-250 Super Duty, and even the 350. Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Highway 19, Crystal River.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Holy, what have you done in my kitchen?
Oh, honey, how is it? I never know when.
YouTube looks good. It's running way behind your play-by-play as far as what I'm watching in the studio here, but it looks good.
Okay, well, good.
And this is not it.
But I thought I might save some money by doing it myself.
You thought wrong. I promise this is going to cost you way more. You should have called in the professionals at Mike Scott Plumbing, because I'm pretty sure when I flush the toilet, water is not supposed to come out of the sink.
Noticed that, did you?
The next thing I'm going to notice is you calling Mike Scott Plumbing like you should have done in the...
Yes, dear. 866-314-4443.
Yes, 866-314-4443.
That played out so differently in my head.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
No, not monkeys.
Back here at Warrior Park, live high school football here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3. Seven Rivers driving on their opening drive of the game. They've got it 3rd and about 2 at the 16-yard line of Williston. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The Warriors started this drive near midfield at their own 44. There's a handoff around the right edge. That goes to Brendan Rooks. There's a flag again. 3 flags, Coach, all by the same official.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means anything. I don't know. The play was going away from the official. I don't know what he saw, if he saw a hold there or if another grasping of the face mask. Williston players are kind of throwing their hands up like, really?
Yeah.
we'll see what the call is.
They're kind of doing this on their own, too. They're not talking to either side.
Yeah, interesting call here. The play ended up being about a yard and a half short of the first down marker. We'll see. Looks like the official was about to call hold, and now he's having another conference.
Maybe
7:21.
Maybe we're going to an NFL replay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can get that for him if we need to. Now Williston players are saying
holding on 7 Rivers.
All that for a hold call. Yep. So we'll see what they do. The play is about a yard and a half short of the marker, so it would be 4th and about 1. If they take the penalty, which they are, that'll move it back to
4th and 11.
That'll be 3rd
or 3rd and
right about 10, and I think that's what you want to do. Even though you're going to give Seven Rivers 2 cracks at it, 10 yards. You would think they would have to put the ball up in the air at some point, although I don't think the Warriors will do it here. No. Probably, I don't know the kicker situation, but you would assume for Ray Green this is 2-down territory. You go for it on 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah, I would look for Pryor to carry the ball, probably a sweep around the left side.
And there's an offsides by Williston, and we've seen them close to that now at least.
About every play.
Yeah, it's been close, but that one he was across the line of scrimmage, and so now when we'll get to 5 yards back,
they'll get half of it back.
Yeah, they get 5 of the 10 back, and so that'll make it again. I think you're talking 2-down territory. You go for it if you're Coach Green, unless you have a loss on this down. But that brings up 3rd and about 6. It looks like they've got the ball spotted just inside the Red Devil 20-yard line. Clock running, 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go. We're here in the first quarter, no score. Glad you're tuning in here to CBS Sports Radio 104.3. 3rd down for Seven Rivers. There's the little toss to Pryor. He breaks outside. He's got some room. Cuts back inside down to the 9-yard line. A good run by Markel Pryor. He did a good job, Coach, of weaving in and out a couple of nice cutbacks.
1st and goal for Seven Rivers now on about the 9.
Yeah, this ends up being a heck of a drive to start the game for Seven Rivers. Their first possession, of course, they caused a 3-and-out by Williston. Got the ball back at the 44, and they have marched down the field
and this
very
is going to put
efficiently.
The heat on Williston, especially if they go in and score, because Coach Green can burn up a quarter in just one offensive series.
We're going to be under 6 minutes and 20 seconds when they get this snap off. The snap to Will Ellis. It's a quick handoff inside, and that's going to be a touchdown right up the gut. Logan full forward into the end zone. Yeah, and give the offensive line a ton of credit for Seven Rivers on that drive. That ends up going 56 yards, all on the ground. Nothing new for Seven Rivers, and a lot of them were big holes up front. Couldn't have scripted any better for the Warriors. They have a 6-0 lead. 6:15 to go here in the first quarter. On for the point after touchdown is Nathan Winstead to try and give Seven Rivers a 7-0 lead. The snap back, the kick is up, and it splits the uprights and good. So with 6:15 to go here in the first quarter, Seven Rivers in 7-0. You're listening to live high school football right here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Our low prices, great selection, and repeat business keep customers coming back for more. Thank you, Tampa Bay. This month, we're offering deep discounts. Get 15% off select new Buick models. Get 15% and more off select new GMC models. When you want the best, shop the best. Buy local and save thousands from your hometown dealer. Visit EagleBuickGMC.com or stop by US 19 in Homosassa under the giant American flag.
Welcome back to live high school football here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3. Our Friday night football coming to you a night earlier, Thursday night football. Seven Rivers and Williston, the Warriors in front, 7-0. The kickoff again, a little squib kick, and down at just about the same place. Again, good field position for Williston.
And, you know, maybe they're doing that, Brett, just to keep the ball out of the playmaker's hands.
Gerard Williams, the third.
With the athleticism they have. It's not a bad deal. Now, the last time they did this, it was 3 and out.
We're going to pause for a quick break here because we have our first water timeout of the night. We'll be back with more high school football here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Our model year-end sale is finally here at Love Chevrolet. Hurry in for our biggest savings on our best selection.
Save thousands on every...
What's that? Oh, you're doing fine.
Not only will you get top dollar for your trade, buy any new Chevy at Love Chevrolet with 0 down or get 0% financing for 72 months on our most popular models. Drive a new 2017 Chevy Cruze, just $179 a month. A 2017 Chevy Malibu for just $199 a month. Looking for a new truck? Save up to $10,000 on a new Chevy Silverado double cab today. Get model year and pricing on our best selection at Love Chevrolet or lovechevysales.com.
Go anywhere in the world first, but check with Chad last, and you'll save like nowhere in the world at Love Chevrolet. On Highway 44 in Inverness, come in and see what Love could do for you.
24 months, 10,000 miles per year. Offers on approved credit. 500 do it signing plus tax, title, license, and fees.
Live high school football here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3. Brett Knudsen and the coach Dave Hamilton. 5 minutes and 47 seconds to go here in the first quarter at Warrior Park. Seven Rivers Christian leads Williston 7-0. Drive of the game for the Red Devils. Second down and just right about 10 yards. First play stuff. Back to pass is the Williston quarterback, wide open over the middle. Great throw and catch, and that's going to be a touchdown as the pass goes to Cameron Oliver over the middle as he split the secondary of Seven Rivers, and that one goes for 60 yards on the touchdown strike. A quick answer.
That's just how lightning they are.
Yeah, he had plenty of time, did the quarterback, C.J. Strange, and he put a good throw on it. Wide open receiver in the split the Seven Rivers secondary. And the second pass of the game for Williston goes for a 60-yard touchdown, and they are an extra point away from tying this game up just like that. Very explosive play. Snap down. It was mishandled by the snapper, but a great job by the kicker. That ball was laying almost flat on the ground like a soccer ball, and he just lifted it up into the air and through the upright. That's a heck of an extra point right there, so we are tied at 7 apiece. We'll pause for another timeout here. 5:03 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. High school football, CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Our low prices, great selection, and repeat business keep customers coming back for more. Thank you, Tampa Bay. This month, we're offering deep discounts. Get 15% off select new Buick models. Get 15% and more off select new GMC models. When you want the best, shop the best. Buy local and save thousands from your hometown dealer. Visit EagleBuickGMC.com or stop by US 19 in Homosassa under the giant American flag.
Tie ball game here at Warrior Park. Seven Rivers Christian and the Williston Red Devils after a very methodical 56-yard drive. Williston answers in just 2 plays, covering 60 yards. A long touchdown pass. The kickoff goes into the end zone. So Seven Rivers will get it 1st and 10 at their own 20. So I think what we've seen so far tonight, Coach, is probably what we expected. Seven Rivers, the methodical offense that tries to wear you down, and Williston's got a couple of big-time playmakers that can strike at any time, and now we've seen that.
Seven Rivers took 6 minutes to score. Williston took 6 seconds.
It did.
That was the difference.
That was the difference. So far, though, if you're a Seven Rivers fan, you like the way they've been able to stop the run. And perhaps that's what Williston saw was them creeping up to stop the run, and they had a couple of receivers open on that last route that went for a 60-yard touchdown. Seven Rivers with the ball. 5:23 to go here in the first quarter. Looks like a false starting at Seven Rivers. They're kind of slow on the snap right there. See what the officials call, but certainly looked like that one's going back to Seven Rivers, and that's what it is, false start. It's one of those things, the way they run their offense, Coach, that, if you aren't paying attention on either side, if you're on the offense and you got a guy going, you've got to know if you're the running back who's allowed to go in motion or you're somebody else, and that also can be difficult for the defense. You've got to play smart and sound.
And I think it's all on a count system as close as they are to one another.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the quarterback and running back literally shoulder to shoulder on most of these offensive plays for the Warriors. They do not give you a whole lot of time to diagnose it. They get down low, so you got to be very disciplined as a defense, and it's one of those early on in the game you can see them take advantage of defense. Man in motion, first pass of the game as Ellis goes back out of the backfield. He had an open receiver, but the pressure got to him from Williston. A couple of Red Devils were in there. Caused Ellis to have to step up a little bit in the pocket. and was unable to make the throw. It looked like number 10
I think he was
one
hit
of them
right
in there.
as he was getting ready to throw because he could have hit that man. He was wide open.
Yeah, Leon McMahon was in there. It was Logan Fulford who was open out in the flat for just a second and would have been a big gain, but the pressure got to Ellis, and now if you're Seven Rivers, this isn't the spot you want to be in. Second and long is not where this offense runs its best. Ellis behind center. 3 in the backfield. Markel Pryor goes in motion. A little toss sweep to him. Pryor has some room around the outside, cuts back up the middle, and goes out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. That puts him about 4 yards short, so that's a big
good
gain.
gain. Good gain.
Now you put yourself 3rd and 4, and that's certainly more comfortable for the Warriors.
And if it worked, just call it again. Get the first down.
Yeah, that's one thing you've seen in a couple of these plays for Seven Rivers is Pryor's speed is pretty effective against the Williston defense so far. He's been able to get outside and turn up the field.
But
this
he's
is an athletic Williston
defense. He's so
defense.
quick, though, Brett. He's sometimes outrunning these blockers.
Yeah, sometimes patience before you weave up the field. But we'll see if they go back or they go up the middle because that works so well. Williston crowding the line. And Will Ellis didn't like it. He's looking over to the sidelines to Ray Green. We'll see if they change the play or go for a timeout. They're going to change the play. Oh, Williston was ready. They had it stacked up there. They had, it looked 8 or 9 guys right up there in the box. Will Ellis didn't initially like off. And that was maybe a gain of 1. We'll give him 1, and that'll be 4th and about 3.
Now will Coach Green punt
it was a very disgusted choice. He did not want to have to do that. I think if they would have gained another yard or 2, he probably would have gone for it. But now he will kick it. Nathan Winstead back. Got to break with the weather with the little clouds overhead. Winstead, end over end kick. Looks like it could get a good bounce for Seven Rivers. Deep into Williston territory. Quinyon Mitchell with it. Avoids 1 tackler. Cuts back up the middle, and Seven Rivers looks like it's got diagnosed from there. So a good kick. Maybe you should not have let it bounce, Coach. It went back about another 15 yards.
Yep.
Allowed Seven Rivers to get down there in coverage. And now it'll be the 3rd offensive series for Williston. The first one didn't go so well. The second one was a quick strike over the middle. So we'll see what Williston does here.
Seven Rivers has made any changes in their defense to take care of that pass.
But yeah, it certainly would appear like Williston thought they were kind of selling out to stop the run, and they had an opening in the middle, and they took it with that 60-yard touchdown
pass. And the receiver was 20 yards behind the defenders.
Yes. Worst starting field position of the night for Williston as they have it inside their 30 at about the 27-yard line. It's 1st and 10. 4:12 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece here at Warrior Park. Williston 1-0 on the season. The Warriors at 1-1. C.J. Strange, the quarterback, shotgun. Handoff up the middle to his big running back, Gerard Williams III. Short gain. Looks like he got about 3 yards, so it'll set up 2nd and 7. Look in the pistol formation, it looked like they're going with there, and the quick handoff, perhaps a little run pass option on that, but the handoff to Williams.
I think Seven Rivers pretty well has the run game down pat to stop them. It's just if they don't lull Seven Rivers to sleep.
Yeah, we haven't seen the quarterback pull it and throw it every time he's been in that pistol. It's been the handoff. We'll see if that's something they're saving for later. This time it is Strange again in the shotgun. Right behind him is his running back, Williams. Again, puts it right into the belly of Williams. He cuts up the middle, and big gain, 1st down for Williston. Tripped up at about the 42-yard line, but Williams exploded through the hole up the middle, and it was a big hole to run through.
That was our best gain yet on the ground.
Yeah, and you can see he's got quite an explosive first step.
Yeah.
And fortunately for Seven Rivers, was able to get just tripped up at the 40-yard line, and he lunged forward to the 43. So it's 1st and 10 for Williston with the clock running. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We're knotted up at 7 apiece, Williston and Seven Rivers Christian. The snap and the handoff again. It's number 21, Gerard Williams III, and he is stopped by 3 or 4 Warriors. Initially, you had Markel Pryor in there. You also had Will Ellis, and then as it came outside, It was Jacob Southall that got him. So good job again by stacking up on defense. And that is a loss of about 5, it looks like, Coach. So it'll be second and 15. Again, this could be a battle of not only wills, but see which team has the most energy, because a lot of players are going to be going both ways in this game. Class 1A Williston, Class 2A Seven Rivers. The snap to the quarterback, Strange. Back to pass in the shotgun. Rolling out of the pocket to his left, and he is
thrown for a loss.
Yeah, big play right there. It was Nathan Winstead who held. Good job by the linebackers. He came up as the quarterback, Strange, left the pocket, and now you've got third, and that looks like it's about a loss of at least another 2 or 3 yards. So you're looking at third and what, Coach? Close to 17 yards. So this is where you got to, be safe if you're Seven Rivers. You got a chance to get a ball back right here before the end of the quarter. Just don't want to give up that big play. I'm sure they'll try to avoid anything over the middle.
3 receivers split wide right for Williston.
Yes. Out of the shotgun is quarterback C.J. Strange. To his right is Gerard Williams. The quarterback rolling to his right. A host of Warriors there. The pass, great catch, but out of bounds by number 14, Quinion Mitchell. A great diving catch. It would have been short anyway as he dove out of bounds about the 48, but he was unable to get his feet in bounds, so that will force Williston to punt. 1:28 to go. That makes you feel better if you're a Warrior fan after that last drive where they scored so quickly and then they had a big first down. They really did a good job batting down the hatches there, and they will get the ball back, assuming there's no penalty here or turnover. But 1:28 to go here in the first quarter, tied at 7. There's a snap back, left-footed punter kicks it, angling to the right. Good Williston bounces. It will go inside the 30 and right at the 25-yard line. So Seven Rivers will take over at their own 25-yard line. 1 minute, 19 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We're tied up at 7 apiece. And for Seven Rivers, a very good opening drive that ended up in a touchdown. The last one kind of got sidetracked with the penalty, Coach, and I'm sure they're talking about, just like Coach Green said, they got kind of bogged down last week with penalties, putting them behind the sticks, and that's what they can't have. You got to keep it clean because I think they feel like they can run for 3 or 4 yards.
Especially in this offense.
They have Markel Pryor back 10 yards. You never see that in this offense, and now it looked like they were going to go to a little modified I formation, but now you've got Brendan Rooks splitting out wide to the left. Pryor back, will toss to Pryor, cuts up the middle, has a little bit of a hole, sneaks through. A good job by Williston to stop him about the 29-yard line, so that's a gain of 4. Still, that's what you want if you're Seven Rivers, that 3 or 4 yard gain
3 or 4 yards, that's all they want.
That's the first time we'd seen that look offensively, as Mark was 8-9 yards in the backfield, just a little toss to him as he was running over the right side of his offensive line.
I think here again that Coach Green just wants to control the game at his tempo. Seven Rivers offense, once again, I still think it's basically run on a snap count, a rhythm type thing. You can't even see the backs when they line up.
Yeah,
they're so close.
If you remember the old Dallas Cowboys back in the shotgun days, the offensive lineman would raise up for a split second, go back down. There's the handoff right up the middle of the line, pushing forward. That turns into about a 2.5, almost 3 yard gain, and it was just a belly dive right up the middle, and that will set up a 3rd and about 2 as the clock goes under. 15 seconds to go. Ray Green signals to his offense to come over, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece here at Warrior Park. Seven Rivers Christian and Williston. Live high school football on CBS Sports Radio, 104.3.
It's been called a lot of things over the years: a work truck, a hauling truck, a mud and fishing or mall crawling truck, even a...
You've used up, I think, everything that you had for the first half. Your next break is you got 2 long breaks for halftime.
Test drive today at Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Crystal River, home of the F-150, the F-250 Super Duty, and even the 350. Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Highway 19, Crystal River.
Welcome back to live high school football on CBS Sports Radio, 104.3. Williston and Seven Rivers Christian battling here on a Thursday night. Hope everybody is hunkered down and getting ready.
For
the
NFL kickoff tonight.
The NFL kickoff, but we do have the potential for that little storm out there. Dennis Miller, who has access to all of the meteorological technology, said the naughtiest word I've heard him say, it looked like it moved west.
Well,
we're hoping that's not the case.
Maybe he was looking at it backwards through a mirror.
Upside down, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. Start of the second quarter, first down for Seven Rivers as they take the handoff to Brennan Rooks, and he gains the first down out to the 40-yard line. But in all seriousness, please keep your eyes and ears focused on the television as we get into really probably tomorrow night.
Yeah. And if you leave to go somewhere, just give yourself that extra 30 minutes to get there. Look at you this morning coming in.
Extra 2 hours. Be patient because it's you got a lot of people heading north, whether it's in our area up 19.
I haven't seen so many cars in downtown Inverness since Walmart opened. I mean, it was just bumper to bumper coming out here.
This will test you. This will test you, but hopefully it works out. Seven Rivers with the ball. They've got it at their own 40-yard line, first and 10, 11 minutes and 19 seconds to go. The handoff to Markel Pryor. Breaks outside, then cuts back up the gut. Nice gain on first down as he did a good job. Wasn't a whole lot to the outside, the middle, and that goes for about 7 yards on first down.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up second and 3. Pryor has been
the
very good
workhorse
so far tonight. Not quite the big numbers early on in the season, but that probably has a lot to do with the other teams trying to take him away. I mean, he is their home run hitter at running back.
Look at who they've played.
Yeah, and this is a Green set up the schedule, and they knew they were going to be challenged early, and they certainly are again here tonight by Wilson. There's the handoff to Rooks, looking for somewhere to go. Goes up the middle, pushes the line forward. Looks like forward progress gets him almost to midfield. Almost at the 50. They'll mark it at about the 49 and a half, so that'll be third and about that half yard.
Yep.
One of those I don't know if
and
they
this
will.
is two-down territory.
Yeah, I mean, I would think with as tight as they line up, you got a lot of plays at your disposal, and maybe it just might be the direct snap right to Ellis, and he just pushes the line forward. That looks like that's what they're going to do as they break out of that, and deep in the eyes, Brendan Rooks. We'll see. Oh, a pass. He's looking for Markel Pryor down the right sidelines, and Pryor actually did a really good job playing defense. It was a pass. Pryor was on the outside near the sidelines. The pass kind of stayed inside, and the Wilson defensive back, Quinion Mitchell, was in great position to make the catch, but Pryor kind of jumped over top of him, batted the ball down like a defender in the secondary, and Pryor does play defense, and that was a good job. Pretty simple idea there in terms of what Ray Green was thinking. Take a shot deep, see if it happens. If not, I trust my offense on 4th and a half yard to be able to pick this up and get a first. Look for a hard count, too, to see if you can draw Williston off as well, because you know they're going to be pinning their ears back trying to go up the middle. There's the handoff, and that'll be a first down and more. Rooks dragging tacklers inside the 40.
Down to about 37.
Yeah, that was a big run. I mean, I think when you've got that formation, you're almost thinking quarterback sneak, and perhaps you're thinking the big fullback Logan Fulford, and they give it to Rooks, as we said, through the first 2 weeks, has led this team with 137 yards on the ground and 4 TDs. So he has been very good early on the season running the football for the Warriors. And again, another good drive for Seven Rivers as they have the ball down to about the 37-yard line of Williston. Clock moving, 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. We're tied up at 7 apiece. Again, it's Will Ellis taking a snap. He will go directly under center. Looking to roll out. He's got pressure from the backside, and he is sacked. That's Joseph Sistrunk. Comes around the left side, the blind side of Will Ellis, and he did not see it and got hit. Probably lucky he held on to the football.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good size hit, and that's a huge loss back to the 47-yard line, and they've got to get it inside the 30. And head coach Ray Green will call a timeout. We'll take one as well. Live high school football here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
That's the sound of the most iconic sports car.
This is a 2-minute break.
Mania at Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln in Crystal River. They have all Mustangs in stock. The super fast Shelby, the 627 horsepower Roush Mustang, GTs and V6s. Come see the largest lineup of Mustangs that we have ever had in Crystal River and ride in style this summer in a Mustang. So peel out to Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln in Crystal River.
Hey, you got 2 more halftime stops after this.
East Crystal River, serving up a great time since 1985. Found on a pizza? House any large pizza up to 5 toppings for $9.99. Try Dan's homemade soups made from scratch. Chicken noodle, ham and bean, and sirloin vegetable. Homemade spaghetti from scratch with meat sauce, garlic bread, a house or Caesar salad, $7.99. Beef O'Brady's is budget and family friendly. Beef O'Brady's, Gulf to Lake Highway at Highway 486 in the Publix Plaza.
As a public service, I'd like to take a moment to give you the ingredients in Mike Scott Plumbing's private label water bottles. Water. H2O. Yep, just clear water, bottled in Citrus County. Water is the most natural refreshment around, especially when the temp feels like 100 and, well, you know what I mean. Private label water bottles, created for business, charity, or anyone working in this heat. Mike Scott Plumbing private label water bottles. Call 886-314-4443.
Our low prices, great selection, and repeat business keep customers coming back for more. Thank you, Tampa Bay. This month, we're offering deep discounts. Get 15% off select new Buick models. Get 15% and more off select new GMC models. When you want the best, shop the best. Buy local and save thousands from your hometown dealer. Visit EagleBuickGMC.com or stop by US 19 in Homosassa under the giant American flag.
We're live at Warrior Park here in Lecanto. Seven Rivers Christian Williston tied up at 7 apiece. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter of action. Seven Rivers jumped out to an early 7-0 lead. Their opening drive of the ball game. They took it, 66 yards on the touchdown.
Now they're looking at 3rd and 15.
Yeah, and now they're 3rd and 15 after Williston tied it up. 7. A big sack on this drive has put Seven Rivers behind the chains a little bit. We'll see what they can do. 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Handoff goes right up the middle. There's a little bit of running room for Logan Fulford, but not enough to get the first down. As a matter of fact, he's just back really to the original line of scrimmage. So it will be 4th and 10. Interesting here if you're Ray Green. I think you go for it no matter what because, I mean, Williston has started 2 drives, the opening kickoff and after the touchdown at about the 40-yard line. So I think he trusts his defense a little bit, but we'll see what he does. Yeah, that's Winstead back to punt. Try to bury him back and make him travel. Winstead trying to angle it to the corner, and it looks like he will get that done as that ball goes out at the 1-yard line if it's right. And yeah, they did a good job of marking that. That was a great angle kick by Nate Winstead. Landed inbounds at about the 1, took a side kick to the right. The only problem, the official was kind of trailing the play.
Yeah.
So you were wondering.
But the back judge got it.
Yeah, the back judge was telling him, you just figure out where it went out. I'll tell you it was before the goal line, and that's exactly what happened. So now, good decision, turns out, by Ray Green to not go for it, and he's got that Williston offense backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost. It's 1st and 10. That is inside the 1, the back end of the football. The back nose of the football is touching the goal line.
He's touching the goal line.
And as we see so often in the offenses these days, they're not worried about it. They go from the shotgun. The handoff right up the gut, and it is who else? Gerard Williams III, 5'8", 181-pound senior.
And I think that was a first down.
Picks up a first down right exactly at 10 yards. Not only does that give you some breathing room, that certainly makes things a little bit easier going forward. And even though you're still deep in your own territory, that kind of swings momentum a little bit into Williston's favor. 7 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Our special Thursday night edition of high school football, as just about everybody in the state has moved up to at least Thursday night, and we've seen some counties coach actually cancel games. So it's a different look to the schedule tonight. Again, it's Williams up the middle. He's met with some resistance, but churning legs and gets about 5 yards on the first down run.
And we know that Dunellen and the Cocoa game was canceled down on the East Coast.
Yeah, the Brevard County schools were canceled last night, so they're in the same boat as Hernando. No school, no athletic events, so that game potential to make it up. We shall see what they do. Springstead Nature Coast canceled. Brooksville Central and Gainesville Eastside canceled. Wekiwachi 5A, Hernando, Land O'Lakes canceled as well. And as we mentioned, La Quinta was on a bye this week. Citrus is taking on Westport. We'll get an update on that game. And Crystal River is taking on Southlake as well. Second and about 5. The handoff to Williams around the right side, cuts up the middle. Looks like he's got enough for another first down. And that's quite a nice luxury to have when you've got a guy like Williams that can run you out of trouble. And that's what he's done on this drive. He has run them out of trouble.
And Seven Rivers defense could be getting a little tired.
Yeah, that's what you worry about. I mean, you got a lot of kids going both ways. You're getting down to the end here, the second quarter, under 6 minutes to go. And it looks like we will have a water
break
timeout. So we'll keep it right here and talk about what we've seen so far, Coach. And I mean, in terms of offensive football, Seven Rivers doing what they do. No surprise there. And we've seen, for the most part, even though the touchdown play for Williston was a long touchdown pass, 60 yards, this is a team that is going to hand the ball off to number 21, Gerard Williams, the third. And he's a workhorse.
Yeah.
And
but I think overall, I think you got to give both teams kudos tonight. I think Seven Rivers' downfall, they don't the ball, and they've tried to do it twice, and it's bit them. On the other hand, Williston is a very aggressive team, moving the ball down the field. Yeah, they will hand it off to their workhorse in the backfield, but they're also very potent on the offense, and we saw that with a touchdown drive that spanned 64, 5, 6 yards, and they completed it, and that's how our score got to where it was. Seven Rivers took over 7 minutes to score their touchdown. Williston took less than a minute.
Yeah.
And I think that's just been the difference.
They have the big play potential. Does Williston, as we met, C.J. Strange had a couple of TD passes in their season opening
and I just
win.
don't think that's in Seven Rivers' cards to have the big play.
No, I mean, unless there's a missed assignment and you break a guy up the middle for a big
you get
run.
Pryor on the sweep.
1st and 10 for Williston, and there's the big guy up the middle, and he's got a lot of green grass, and he's going to go all the way. Gerard Williams will not be caught on that one. That one's going to go 70 yards to the house for a touchdown as he went basically right through the center of the Seven Rivers defense, and there's that breakaway potential, the big play potential of Gerard Williams III. Show some speed, too, getting in the secondary, and once he got past the first level, he was not going to be caught. And the touchdown for Williston puts them in front now, 13-7. And, boy, I mean, that makes you not only feel bad that you're losing right now if you're Seven Rivers, but you did a great job on special teams. You punt the ball down inside the 1 yard line.
They were on the 1 inch line.
3 plays later, Gerard Williams, as he goes basically 100 yards by himself.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive stuff. The first play was for 10 out to the 10. The second play was for 10 out to the 20. And the third play was 80 to the house. So that's 100 yards in short order for Mr. Williams. And now you see Seven Rivers, kind of that slow walk back to the sidelines. 5:12 to go, and I think now this becomes a pretty important offensive possession for Seven Rivers. Obviously, you'd like to score, but I think they also just need to
run the clock out,
run the clock, and get some rest.
Get a little AC.
Yep, that would help. So we'll see what they do here on the kickoff. Williston in front now for the first time at 14-7. 5:12 to go here in the first half. On now is what a sunny evening here at Warrior Park. Sun peeks through the clouds. Left-footed kicker for Williston. Low liner takes a couple of bounces, and it's picked up by number 4. Brendan Rooks takes it out to near the 30-yard line. And that's where Seven Rivers will take over with 5:03 to go here in the first half. Second quarter of play, 14-7. Williston in front. And we've seen Seven Rivers move the ball effectively. It's been a penalty, really set back one of their drives, and then that sack
on the
hurt them as well, too. So couple of little things. I'm sure Ray Green's saying if we just keep it simple and don't make mistakes, we can move the football. But now you're at a point with 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. You got to be pretty good on this possession. Again, Will Ellis, the quarterback, number 12, the senior. And there are flags flying everywhere. And this one looks like it'll push Seven Rivers back.
Offside.
No, offsides against Williston. Well, there's a free 5 yards. That makes things a little easier.
But we have thought that for a quarter and a half now.
There's been some very close one. That's the second one that has gone against Williston. So it'll bring up a 1st and 5 for Seven Rivers. Seven Rivers getting ready to snap the ball on a 1st and 5. Up the middle, it's Brendan Rooks. Takes it, moves the pile forward for a couple. Looks like about 2, almost 3. So that'll bring up a 2nd and short for the Warriors as the clock ticks under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. We're at Warrior Park in Lecanto, our high school football game of the week, Thursday night edition.
And as slow and methodical as this offense is, Brett, this is where they need a big play with only 4:35 to go at half.
Yeah.
And they're 62 yards away. They got to make something happen here within this play or the next just to get it down, if nothing else, in the field goal range.
Seven Rivers, of course, lining up in their usual formation. It is Will Ellis, the quarterback. The quick snap handoff to Rooks, who looks like he will get the first down. And that'll keep the drive going. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. 14-7. Williston in front. But a big first down there for Seven Rivers will allow them to run some more clock. And yeah, I think you kind of start this drive, Coach, if you're Ray Green, thinking we want to make a couple of first downs and at least not give them the ball back. But now you've got the ball at your own 43-yard line, and you're thinking, okay, we're a big play away from potentially tying this thing up at half if we can break one. We'll see. There's a direct snap right up the middle, and there's a big gain as that's Logan Fulford. We've seen that play one other time, and it worked
direct snap to him
for a big play. And there it is again. The quarterback, Ellis, rolls backwards like he thinks he's getting the ball, and that's going to cause Williston to cause a timeout as they're trying to figure out what's going on with that play. Head coach Justin Wentworth, a familiar name to folks around this county. Wentworth spent time at Trinity Catholic as well as an assistant coach. His name was one of the names mentioned a few years ago when the Crystal River job came open. And a lot of people thought he would at some point kind of move up the ladder and take over at Trinity Catholic. Ended up taking the job at Williston and seems to be settling in just fine with the Red Devils.
He's got a good program. He's turned it around.
Yeah, doing a good job. And as you can tell, they've got some athletes, and even, they're a Class 1A in that rural 1A division. You'll have some schools that'll have a few more players than they have too. That's one thing Williston will battle as they get later on into their season, and when they start, hopefully for them, get into the playoffs. You battle some 1A schools that have much bigger rosters, but they've got some talented players, and this has turned out to be a really good ball game here tonight. 14-7, Red Devils in front. 2nd and short near midfield for Seven Rivers. Ellis. Toss, sweep, and Pryor's got to get outside. He looks like he is going to be stopped for a loss. Good play defensively. Good pursuit by a couple of players for Williston. It's Jakarian Days makes the play along with Joseph Sistrunk. We've said Sistrunk's name a couple times tonight, and that ends up going for, looks like, about a loss of at least one on that one, and
maybe
sets up
two.
3rd and long now. Clock is running. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here before half. 14-7, Williston in front of Seven Rivers. The Warriors broke out on top 7-0, but 2 touchdowns since by Williston has the Red Devils in front. 3rd and long for the Warriors. Ball at about the 47-yard line of Seven Rivers. Quarterback Will Ellis will take the snap directly from center. Handoff right up the gut again. This time diagnosed well by the Williston defense as it's Logan Fulford with the carry. And now what do you do if you're Ray Green, Coach? You got the ball right at midfield.
I think he's going to go for it.
It's 4th and 3.5, almost 4. 2 minutes and 30 seconds with the clock running. Big play here.
And I would think Williston would be keying on Pryor.
Yeah, big play.
Maybe on a sweep situation. Pryor, try to get him outside just to get nothing else, 4 yards.
Perhaps
First down, they're down to 2 minutes and
could
10
do
seconds.
a hard count and see if you draw them off
Draw 'em
sides
off
as
sides.
well. Looks like they're going to go ahead and go for it, not calling timeout. There's the toss sweep to Pryor. He's got some room, cuts it up the middle, dragging tacklers. That'll be a first down to the 45-yard line. So if you're Seven Rivers, that works out well because you're 2 minutes to go. You got a first down. You're at the 45. Barring a turnover, you'd know you're only going to be down 7.5, but you're at the point here where you're thinking, we want to try and score and tie this game up at the break because, as you said, Williston won the coin toss. They deferred, so they will get the ball to start the third quarter. 1:44 with the clock ticking, 45 yards away from the end zone are the Warriors from Seven Rivers. They're going from our left to the right.
With 1:30 to go.
There's the quick snap to Rooks, and he's bottled up. About 2-yard gain. Ray Green is not calling timeout, telling them to up. He's already used a couple of timeouts now. I think he might have one left, Coach, and we'll see. He's trying to get these guys to hurry up, but
They're
that's
down to a minute.
You know, this is the offense you run, and it's not made for that hurry up, quick pace. And when you do go faster than you are used to, it can make
a lot
mistakes.
Of sports you're going to live and die by it.
Yeah. Clock under a minute now. Will Ellis, the quarterback. In motion is Rooks. Ellis back to pass, looking for somebody. Puts it up in the air. There's Markel Pryor streaking down the right side, out of his hands, and it was defended again nicely. That was almost like a jump ball right there in the corner of an end zone. Both players had a chance to go for it. Quinion Mitchell was diving for it, and so was Markel Pryor. Incomplete pass with 47.3 to go. It's third down for the Warriors, and you wonder if they don't run it here and see what happens, and then if they don't pick up down, you probably run the clock out. If you do, you probably call timeout and see if you can take a couple cracks at the end zone. 47.3 left to go here in the first half. Seven Rivers down 14-7 to Williston. They have the ball inside Williston territory at the 43. Quarterback Ellis rolling out to his right, has an open receiver in the flat. That is going to be good enough for a first down to about the 32-yard line, and it looks like head coach Ray Green called timeout as soon as they made the first down. Nice job by Ellis. He rolls out to his right. As he gets Fulford coming out of the backfield, he did not call timeout, so the clock is running. We're down to 33 seconds to go here in the first half. The Warriors trying to pick up the pace. Clock is now under 30 seconds. They've got the ball at the Williston 32-yard line. Ellis on the count. Steps back, looking over the middle, and almost pass interference, and that's the call. Right over the back was the defender for Williston as it was out in the pass was Noah Bresson, and it looked like it was number 10 over his back, Leon McMahon. The pass interference, that'll be a free 15 yards, stops the clock with 17.1 seconds left to go. They will mark off the penalty on Williston, so 17 seconds, Coach. You usually figure perhaps maybe 2 plays. And we shall see.
They got 17.1, so I don't know that they can. I don't.
You got
know.
2 plays if you use the timeout. You know,
I
obviously.
think he has 1 timeout left.
Yeah, I know he's used a couple, so yeah, that will be interesting
He got the ball
to
down
see.
on about 17.
Clock not starting because of the penalty, so we shall see. There's the handoff up the middle, and it is number 4, Brendan Rooks. 7 seconds left, and Coach Green calls timeout right 2 seconds to go. And I don't know if this means they're going to try the field goal or if they are going to try one
Hail Mary to the end zone on the 9-yard line.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see what they try to do on that one. Obviously, you got 1 play is all you have right here, And, I don't know how
And with
confident.
this offense of Seven Rivers, they'd be in good shape if they had 6 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah. Just trying to get everybody updated on the latest news coming out of Gainesville, and it has been canceled. The Florida game against Northern Colorado has been canceled. The reason that we're getting is concern over the heavy traffic on Interstate 75.
And it is heavy.
Florida did try to talk to University of Auburn University, to see if they could play the game there. They also considered playing it strictly in front of an empty stadium just to get the game in. But as of now, the game has been canceled for Saturday. And there's a snap on the field goal. Bad one, goes down. But here's quarterback Will Ellis, cuts back, and he tripped up at about the 1 yard line as the clock will expire. The field goal attempt, no good. And head coach Ray Green and his Warriors will take it to halftime, 14-7. Williston in front here on our high school football game of the week. You're listening to High School Football on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Our model year-end sale is finally here at Love Motorsports.
Okay, guys, you got 2 long breaks here. I'm going to try and work an ID in this one.
Okay.
You got the note about the Gator game. Most of the games that are playing tonight aren't even starting till now or 7:30.
The what? Oh, the other games?
You need to hit the water today. All that for just $129.
I said most of the games that were played tonight start at 7 or 7:30, so they're just getting underway. And you did get the word on the Gator game.
Yeah. Starting at just $44.50. And hurry in for 50% off select running apparel and accessories, or buy one, get one free specials on select apparel. See all the savings at lovemotorsportsfl.com.
Go anywhere in the world first, but check with Chad last, and you'll save like nowhere in the world at Love Motorsports. Come and see what Love can do for you.
On approved credit, see dealer for details.
Beef O'Brady's Crystal River, serving up a great time since 1985. Family want a pizza? House any large pizza up to 5 toppings for $9.99. An Ipswich clam strip basket with fries and slaw, $8.79. A half-fried chicken, 2 sides, garlic bread for $11.79. Try Dan's made from scratch sides. Potato salad, green beans, mashed potatoes with gravy. Beef O'Brady's is budget and family friendly. Beef O'Brady's, Gulf to Lake Highway at Highway 486 in the Publix Plaza.
You know, there's different kinds of tanks. There's the American M1 tank, the worldwide T90S tank. But the most feared tank in the world is the full septic tank. Don't call the National Guard if you've got this tank battle on your hands. They can't help. Call Mike Scott Plumbing. For over 30 years, they've dealt with a world of septic tank battles. Details? You don't want them. Mike Scott Plumbing. Online and everywhere. 886-314-4443.
Your official station for NASCAR racing news, CBS Sports, high school sports, Rays baseball, Gator football, Gator basketball, and more. This is WYKE English 104.3 FM. We'll get right back to football here in just a moment, but just to those folks out there today, Citrus County Schools have announced that they are closing Friday and Monday. Also, Key Training Center thrift stores closing Sunday and Monday, and the adult day training centers, Key Care Club, business offices will remain closed on Monday. All Key Center facilities scheduled to reopen on Tuesday after the passing of Hurricane Irma, weather permitting, of course, and, of course, you can follow them on Facebook. Also, Citrus County Schools as well. But, again, Citrus County Schools have announced this afternoon that they are closing Friday and Monday in preparation for Irma's attack on Florida, if you will. Well, speaking of attacks, let's go back down to the Warrior Park and our guys down there who are covering the very interesting ball game tonight with a 14-7 halftime score. Guys?
Our model year-end sale is here.
You guys are sounding great out there. By the way, only one score that has come across the wires here on ScoreStream. Mitchell leading Ridgewood in the first quarter 7-0, but that's the only other game. That started at 6:30. The rest of them are 7 or 7:30 starts, so no scores on anything else at this hour.
Our most popular models. Drive a new 2017 Chevy Cruze, just $179 a month. A 2017 Chevy Malibu for just $199 a month. Looking for a new truck? Save up.
Mitchell is leading Ridgewood. First quarter, 7-0. That game started at 6:30. And the Citrus Chronicles online says the Crystal River game was moved to Thursday night, Crystal River South Lake. So I don't know. We've got it Friday night, but Citrus County Schools closed tomorrow. So that would affect that, right?
A lot of things over the years. It worked a hauling truck, a mudding, fishing, or mall crawling truck.
Okay, I'll try and get some kind of score for you.
It's built Ford tough, and that's why it's the best-selling truck in America for the past 40 years. So come take a test drive today.
Well, neither one of those have started yet.
The F-250 Super Duty and even the 350. Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Highway 19, Crystal River.
Every new Honda is priced to sell now during our model year-end sale at Love Honda.
Clearance pricing has been extended through the end of the month, and Love Honda is making it easier than ever to drive the new Honda you want today. 0 down and $199 a month puts you in a new 2017 Honda Accord LX sedan, plus free maintenance for 3 years. Your new Accord at Love Honda will cost you $3,000 less than Camry. Unbeatable. 0 down, $199 a month, and free maintenance for 3 years, with similar low monthly payments on every new Honda. The model year-end sale is the best time to buy at Love Honda. See all our specials at lovehonda.com. Then hurry in and save.
Go anywhere in the world first, but check with Chad last, and you'll save like nowhere in the world at Love Honda. On Highway 19, between Homosassa and Crystal River. Come and see what love can do for you.
36 months, 12,000 miles per year. 0 due at signing, plus tax and license and any dealer installed options. On approved credit, see dealer for details.
Your official station for NASCAR racing news. CBS Sports, high school sports, Rays baseball, Gator football, Gator basketball, and more. This is WYKE English 104.3 FM.
It's been called a lot of things over the years: a work truck, a hauling truck, a mud and fishing or mall crawling truck, even a styling and profiling truck. But whatever you use it for, we can all agree it's built Ford tough. And that's why it's the best-selling truck in America for the past 40 years. So come take a test drive today at Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, home of the F-150, the F-250 Super Duty, and even the 350. Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Highway 19, Crystal River.
And we'll run down a couple of scores that are just now coming in to us. You heard it's a tie ball game, Williston and Seven Rivers, 14-14. County right now at the half, leading Baldwin's Indians 12-0. It's Keystone Heights, the Indians, trailing the Branford Tornadoes tonight by a score of 19-0. That score also at the half. In the second quarter, Lafayette's Hornets 21, Chiefland's Indians 3 points. Also on the scoreboard for this evening, we've got the Forest High Wildcats in the second quarter leading the Mount Dora Hurricanes by a score of 10-6. Now that Wolfpack at Westbrook has taken a 2-touchdown and 2-point after lead on the Citrus Hurricanes. It was 7-0. Now it's 15-0 currently. In the first period, the Eustis and Lake Weir game underway, but no score as of yet on that one. At this hour, that's the scores that we've got for you. We'll keep you updated throughout the evening right here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3. Let's go back out to the field with Brett Knudsen and Coach Dave Hamilton.
Kickoff goes in and out of the end zone because there was a penalty on the extra point. It was a 15-yarder, so Seven Rivers kicked the ball off from the Williston side of midfield, and so goes into the end zone, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for Williston. 4 minutes and 24 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. We're tied up at 14 apiece, and I think if you're Seven Rivers and staff, Ray Green, you're thinking, okay, this is exactly what we wanted for our team. We showed last week we can compete. Now it's, can we win, get over the hump? And now got a quarter and 4.5 minutes to show that you can do it. And you worry about, the attrition of 2 physical football games and now less than 2 weeks. But certainly some excitement.
And I don't think you, and you're right, I don't think you look at the exhaustion factor on offense as much as you do on the defensive level because the adrenaline flows. Now on the defense, we'll just see how these kids play going both ways.
Seven Rivers has 8 players on the sidelines. They're dressing 19 kids.
Yeah. And one with his leg in a cast.
Yeah. There's the handoff up the middle to the go-to guy. Number 21, Gerard Williams III. Good job by the Seven Rivers defense. A host of tacklers comes in after about a yard gain right there. And this is, as we said, you got to be very careful with guys who got to be ready to go at every play. And when you substitute, it's got to be quick. As we see right there, number 67 for Seven Rivers heads to the sideline for a quick
his helmet popped
break.
Off.
Yeah, he makes him out, sit out a play. 4 minutes to go, tied at 14. Williston with the ball. They go from the shotgun. Quarterback is
3 wide receivers to the right.
C.J. Strange, and he's looking right, peeks back to the left. Throw is low and incomplete as he was looking for number 4 on the reception, Cameron Oliver. As you said, Coach, they had 3 men out to the right. He had a quick look to the right, then went back left on a slant route. The ball was underthrown. And so now, boy, if you're Seven Rivers, this is a big down. You've got momentum big time in your favor. 3rd and about 9. We've seen one big pass play by Williston hit. Other than that, it hasn't shown C.J. Strange
and if Seven Rivers holds here, they run the clock out in the third quarter.
They have a great chance to do that. You're right, and that will be big. So again, it's Strange. He wears 5. 3 touchdown passes on the year. Back looking for receiver over the middle, almost intercepted, and ends up being incomplete. Nathan Winstead undercut the route.
And we got a flag on the play with probably a late hit on the quarterback.
Hit on the quarterback.
They did not need that.
That's going to make the coaching staff.
And the Williston receiver is down, holding his knee, which is not good.
Yeah, he was hit right about the time the ball hit him.
We'll get the call here in a minute.
I think they're pausing for the injured player before they're going to make the call. It looked like an injury to his leg or knee, and we're assuming it's going to be a penalty on Seven Rivers and automatic 1st down for Williston, but we'll pause for a quick. We're tied at 14, live high school football here on CBS Sports Radio, 104.3.
Beef O'Brady's Crystal River, serving up a great time since 1985. Family want a pizza? House any large pizza up to 5 toppings for $9.99. An Ipswich clam strip basket with fries and slaw, $8.79. Fried chicken, 2 sides, garlic bread for $11.79. Try Dan's made from scratch sides. Potato salad, green beans, mashed potatoes with gravy. Beef O'Brady's is budget and family friendly. Beef O'Brady's, Gulf to Lake Highway at Highway 486 in the Publix Plaza.
Our low prices, great selection, and repeat business keep customers coming back for more. Thank you, Tampa Bay. This month, we're offering deep discounts. Get 15% off select new Buick models. Get 15% and more off select new GMC models. When you want the best, shop the best. Buy local and save thousands from your hometown dealer. Visit EagleBuickGMC.com or stop by US 19 in Homosassa under the giant American flag.
For the latest news from NASCAR, keep it tuned to CBS Sports Radio. Every Saturday morning at 8, you'll hear direct from the drivers, the crew chiefs, and fans on NASCAR Live. Plus, listen for selected races throughout the year from the Motor Racing Network. NASCAR programming on CBS Radio is brought to you by Bush Home Services, Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Polarized Roofing, Mr. Pool, the Mike Scott family of businesses, Love Honda, Love Chevrolet, and Love Motorsports. NASCAR and the Motor Racing Network, it's here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
We're back at Warrior Park in Lecanto. It was second down for Williston. There was a personal foul penalty on Seven Rivers that gave Williston an automatic first down out near midfield. The first play went for about 3 yards, and then that second play, Coach, snuffed out by the Warrior defense. And so now, you said perhaps the wind taken out of Seven Rivers' sails after that stop they thought was a stop on third down. Now they've got another one. It's third and looks
almost
to be
10.
about,
No,
6?
7.
Yep, and so third and long, 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We're tied up at 14 apiece. Glad you've tuned in. If you want to check us out on YouTube, CBS Sports Radio 104.3, you can watch the game as we broadcast it. There's the quarterback, C.J. Strange, over the middle, pass behind the receiver, and incomplete. It was behind Albert Fuller, who could not come down with it. That'll be fourth down. That's the one thing we've seen. A great touchdown pass, the 60-yarder by Strange, but a lot of his other passes tonight have been
Behind
low,
the receiver.
behind, not on target. And Seven Rivers now
Seven
with
Rivers
2
had a
minutes
good pass
and 12.
rush going on, so maybe he's had to hurry a little bit.
Great opportunity for the Warriors. A high snap over the puncher's kick. Seven Rivers about to get in there, and they block it. It's on the ground. Seven Rivers is going to get it no matter what because of the fourth down, but there's a battle for it at about the 11-yard line. It was a high snap, ends up being recovered by Williston, but it really doesn't make a difference because, as I said, it was fourth down. Snap over the punter's head. A couple of Warriors broke free, tackled him, knocked it back, and you said Seven Rivers gets the ball back, they probably run the clock out. Now that they've got the ball at the 12-yard line, they might get him before the end of the quarter, but they'll happily take that lead.
Well, they can start from the 12 and still run out half the fourth quarter with this.
Yeah, and
12 yards to go.
We talked about it, mistakes, special teams penalties, and those are the things that sometimes happen. And it was a penalty by Seven Rivers, kept the drive alive, but then Williston, in turn, after a pretty shaky snap, almost over the head, and he did a good job just to get his hands on it, but ends up being a big play for Seven Rivers. And there now is going to be a timeout called by Williston, as that momentum is certainly on the side of Seven Rivers. And, Coach, you made a good point after that personal foul penalty that gave Williston a first down. Maybe this takes the momentum away. How does Seven Rivers handle it? They did a really good job of getting a 3-and-out from that point, force a punt.
And then Williston made a mistake.
They made a mistake.
Momentum switchback.
Yeah, and
now
now
it's in the hands of Seven Rivers. And
2 minutes to go, 2 minutes and 2 seconds to be exact here in the third, and a chance to take the lead, and couldn't be scripted any better for Ray Green and the Warriors. A chance to go into the fourth quarter
if they
with
go
a
in
lead
and
against
score
an
on
opponent.
this or take it into the fourth quarter and score, I'm going to give Williston one more 4-down series, and then if they don't score and the ball goes back to Seven Rivers and they can keep their ground game going, they'll probably just run the clock out. They've been averaging about 6.5 to 7 minutes of possession.
Yeah, the first scoring drive was over 5 minutes to start the game. The scoring drive, as we said, to start the third quarter was over 6 minutes. And so, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if you're Williston and you get down here by a touchdown, you're okay. But once you give the ball back to Seven Rivers, you realize it could be 5 or 6 minutes before you see the ball again. And you could be talking from the Williston perspective, 2 possessions left in the game if things go like Seven Rivers want. But first things first, 1st and 10 for Seven Rivers. Handoff right up the middle. We've seen this play a lot tonight. That's Logan Fulford churning his legs inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line, close to a first down. Seven Rivers can get a first down before they get into the end zone. That goes for about 9 yards on the play.
And you have a minute 35 left.
Yeah. Seven Rivers lines up with Will Ellis at quarterback. Directly to his right is Nathan Winstead. Winstead now drops back in the eye, and then it's Brendan Rooks about 8 yards back. Ellis calling out the signals, the handoff to Rooks, and he is tackled nicely for a loss. That is number 30 in there for Williston. Great job by Ben, 5'9", 177-pound senior with a big hit. That goes for at least a 2-yard loss, and now it becomes 3rd and about 3 right now. Clock under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I still think you're in 4-down territory.
I think there's no question. Again, this is just like we talked about earlier. Coach Green, you have confidence in your team to go 5 yards in 2 plays, and I think he does. This may bleed over into the 4th quarter if they don't get in here. It's 3rd down and about 4 from the 5-yard line. There, a little toss sweep to Markel Pryor. A little room around the outside, and he's tackled from behind. Nice play by number 62 for Williston. That is Levi Pickle with the tackle, and that goes for less than a yard gain. Clock is under 20 seconds, so I think Ray Green and the Warriors will probably take the change of field at the end of the quarter, an opportunity to talk about this play as we head into the 4th quarter. So that's what they will do. We'll head into the 4th quarter. Seven Rivers and Williston, we're tied at 14 apiece. It's live high school football on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Save a buck on a new truck from Eagle Buick GMC. 2016 GMC Terrains from $199 a month. 2016 GMC Acadias from $299 a month. Select from hundreds of.
Heads up, guys, you got 1 30-second break for the 4th quarter, and then your last 2 breaks are a minute and a half apiece, okay? For end of the game, post game, whatever.
EagleBuickGMC.com or stop by US 19 in Homosassa.
Beef O'Brady's Crystal River, serving up a great time since 19.
If you need a break, though, I can always toss any updated scores that I have in.
It's clam strip basket with fries and slaw, $8.79. A half fried chicken, 2 sides, garlic bread for $11.79. Try Dan's made from scratch sides, potato salad, green beans, mashed potatoes with gravy. Beef O'Brady's is budget and family friendly. Beef O'Brady's, Gulf to Lake Highway at Highway 486 in the Publix Plaza.
It's been called a lot of things over the years: a work truck, a hauling truck, a mud and fishing or mall crawling truck, even a styling and profiling truck. But whatever you use it for, we can all agree it's built Ford tough. And that's why it's the best-selling truck in America for the past 40 years. So come take a test drive. Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Crystal River, home of the F-150, the F-250 Super Duty, and even the 350. Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Highway 19, Crystal River.
Quarter in a 14-14 tie, and the first play was a 4th down try that was thwarted by Williston, and they will take over on down. So Williston gets out of that one. That was a mess. They had the ball at the 11-yard line, 1st and goal at Seven Rivers, unable to come out with any points at all in that one. So now that momentum we've talked about, there's been a few shifts in momentum throughout this game, and now Williston has the ball at their own 4-yard line, but we saw them.
Williston down there before.
They were inside the 1, and it took 3 plays to go 99.5 yards. We'll see what they do here. C.J. Strange at quarterback for the Red Devils. Quick handoff inside to Williams. Takes it out across the 5 to about the 7-yard line on 1st down. 2nd and 7 for Williston. Just underway here in the 4th quarter. Good ball game here tonight at Warrior Park, Seven Rivers and Williston. Markel walking it off on the sidelines. Couldn't tell if it was an ankle tweak or maybe a cramp, but he's walking around on the sidelines, was not in on that fourth down play for Seven Rivers.
Williston, two wide receivers split left.
Again, out of the shotgun. They've done that all night. And there's the handoff. It's Williams around the right side. He's got a hole, and he will have a first down as he takes it across the 15-yard line to the 16. That's a first down for Williston.
Now the little breathing room. They're not.
Now they have some breathing room, and you wonder if you're just not going to get a steady dose of Gerard Williams here, because if you're Williston, if you can put together a 5 or 6 minute drive running the football, you put Seven Rivers in a difficult spot of having to go the length of the field with under 5 or 6 minutes to go in the ball game. So certainly a little cat and mouse game played by both these head coaches, but I think also if you're Williston, number 21 is your meal ticket. You're going to see a lot of him the last 10 minutes of this ball game. There's a little handoff, a toss to Williams. He goes around the right side, almost breaks free. Still a big gain around the right side.
Brought down to 45.
A couple of different formations and some different looks, but it's still kind of the same song as it's Gerard Williams. A big first down out to the 35, and after 3 plays, they are no longer in the shadow of their own goalpost. They're nearing midfield at the 35-yard line right now. 10.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Both teams, I think, would be happy with no pass plays and just running the football from here on out. Again, from the shotgun, it is Williams lined up to the left of the quarterback. A man comes across the formation. And again, Williams up the gut. Seven Rivers stacked him up. It looked like it was going to be minimal gain, but he churned his legs and went forward. And that is a good-sized gain of about 7, if not 8 yards. And an injured player on the ground for Seven Rivers. That's not good to see. Another quick update as Dennis has let us know that Southlake is up 14-0 right now over Crystal River, and the Pirates' offensive struggles continue. It's now closing in on, 9 quarters?
Yeah. Of
Without
course, if you notice, Crystal
point.
River started like this last year with Coach Lewis.
Slow start.
They struggled for their first 2 or 3 games. Then all of a sudden it was like they lit the torch and took off and made the playoffs. So
yeah, and too, we talked about it, even though obviously these non-district games for the 5A schools in our area important because you want to gain as many points as you can to make the playoffs. You still have 5A through 8A. It still comes down to the district winner is automatically in the playoffs, and we haven't played a district game yet. So, while it may not look great for your point total as you're trying to get one of those essential wild card spots, you still have an opportunity to win the district. And I think Crystal River feels like with the team they have and what they accomplished last year, they have an opportunity to battle Nature Coast for that top spot.
But here again, I still put a lot of emphasis on the points, and they've got to get points. If they come up second and they don't have the points, they're not going anywhere. I mean, that's the way the FHSA designed it this year, is a point system. And like you had mentioned earlier in the weekday show, that it just keeps a district with 3 teams sending 3 teams to the playoffs. It's going to be.
We talked to Frank Beasley from the FHSAA, and as he mentioned to us several times, there is no perfect solution to a playoff format. I mean, I've worked in a handful of different states and seen a handful of different formats, and no matter what it is, there are coaches and teams that feel like somewhere along the way they got wrong, and then there are some teams that like it. It's kind of one of those things that, like I said, there is no absolute perfect way to go about it, but as Coach Beasley told us, one thing that they knew was something had to
be different.
Change.
Yeah.
They had to come up with something, and Coach Beasley did a ton of research, and this is what he proposed. This is what everyone talked about, and then decided to go into play. So 5A through 8A, you're going to have the point system, but you're going to have all the district winners earn a spot into the playoffs.
And I really think next year you're going to see a big change in the way these coaches schedule games. 90% of the time, by the end of football season, basketball, baseball, whatever season you're in, a lot of these coaches have already contracted out to the school, or they've made the verbal commitment to the school. I think now these coaches are going to start looking all through the area and say, Well, if I play School A and win, I might get no points or 1. If I play School B and win, I could get 3 points or 4 points. I think you're going to see a little scheduling difference. I think you're going to see the Willistons that go up and play Gainesville schools. I think you're going to see different schools go out and compete for points, and in their district, go for the wins.
Yeah, and it's, we've seen different teams go about it different ways, and I think you'll continue to see how these schools attack it. Quick update, as Dennis has let us know that Westport up 28 to nothing with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. So Westport putting it on Citrus pretty good
And
right
we don't
now.
have a good situation here with
Injured
Buggy out
Seven
on the
Rivers.
field with an injured player
Yeah.
from Seven Rivers.
And the clock is stopped with 10 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Williston ball when we get back to play. It will be second down and about 3 for the Red Devils, and they did a good job on this drive, Coach, of getting out of the shadow of their own goal line, and now they've got themselves quite a drive going here with a chance to take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Well, they did that in the second quarter, and as you had mentioned earlier, that they gave it to their stud tailback, and in 3 rushes, he gained, you can't call it 100 yards, but he went 99 and a half.
Yeah. Well, and that's
he's
what you've
basically
seen on
done
this
this now.
drive. Yeah, this is what he's done on this drive right now. And, perhaps, if you're Seven Rivers, you're talking to him like, Coach Green is saying, you got to have one stop left in you. We got to have 3 really good defensive downs to try and stop them, to get the ball back, to get the ball in the hands of our offense and see if we can get the ball back.
Because the bottom line is, by the time they do stop them, there's only going to be 7, 8 minutes left.
Yeah, and
and if they have to punt and the ball's deep in the Seven Rivers end, and they've got 80 yards to go, that's a tough go for Seven Rivers to go 80 yards.
We could be talking 2 or 3 possessions left in this game right now. So there's not a whole lot left out there for that. So we'll pause for a quick timeout as we have an injury on the field. We're tied at 14 apiece, Williston and Seven Rivers Christian. It's live high school football on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Look for a real truck? Then get over to Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln and test drive the best-selling pickup truck in America 40 straight years. The Ford F-150 and the Super Duty F-250s and F-350s are the best-selling trucks in the USA. Get over to Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln if you're looking for a real truck. Nick Nicholas Ford Lincoln, Highway 19 North, Crystal River, home of the best-selling trucks in America.
Your official station for NASCAR racing news, CBS Sports, high school sports, Rays baseball, Gator football, Gator basketball, and more. This is WYKE English 104.3 FM. Just a quick update for you here on some scores. We mentioned Westport now up 28-0 over Citrus with about 7 minutes left in the half. South Lake up 14-0 in the first quarter, getting ready to go into the second period. Our game of the week, Williston and Seven Rivers tied up 14-14. Keystone Heights tonight losing in a big way to Bradford in the fourth quarter, 26-0. It is a 12-0 ball game, Dixie County over Baldwin at the half. Also in the second quarter, Lafayette Hornets 21 over Chiefland, who have put 10 points on the board. In the first quarter, Hawthorne ahead of PK Young by a score of 7-6. Also being played tonight, Forest High Wildcats over the Mount Dora Hurricanes in the second quarter, 17-13. And another score here coming in. Westport 34-6 now over the Hurricanes, having scored one more time. 0-0 still in that Eustis and Lake Weir game. Let's go back out to the field with Brett and Coach Dave Hamilton now.
Down for Thor now being put on the cart and taken off the field. Looks like it's a right leg injury. Appeared like they put on one of those aircast, Coach, is what it looked like. And
yeah.
Probably a little too familiar situation for Seven Rivers. Remember, Big Kirby Bodden had that very, very difficult injury at the end of the year last year out here at Seven Rivers. And now it's Big Henry Hicks, the senior, 5'11", 263 being carted off the field, and
very important role guy.
Well, yeah, I
on
mean,
that line.
not only we talked about the depth of Seven Rivers, but that's one of your talented big guys up front that gets it done on the offensive and the defensive line. So that's a huge hole. And I mean, now if you're Seven Rivers, you got to sort of put that behind you and focus on playing football, which is never an easy thing to do when you see one of your leaders, one of your big guys go out like that. So this is
and
you know,
they
gut
really
check
don't know
time.
the extent of the injury.
Yeah, like I said, it's his right leg, and you know, certainly don't want to speculate, but it looked like the air cast on it, so don't know if it's the leg, knee, but he's being carted off. And Williston will have the football. As we said, 10 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. We're in a tie game, 14-14. Williston started after a fourth down stop inside their own 5-yard line, but now they've moved it out to near the 43, their own 43. And there's the snap. C.J. Strange, the handoff to Williams. Up the gut, and he gets a first down. Now you look at that muffed punt by Williston that Seven Rivers was unable to cash in on. They had a first and 10 from the 11, and they couldn't find any points. And now that becomes big because the clock is under 9 minutes to go, and it certainly would appear as if Williston, unless there's a big play defensively, they're just content to hand it off to Gerard Williams as many times
and
as
let
it
him
takes.
get 4 or 5 yards and go on.
Yep, absolutely. 9.5 minutes to go. Strange in the shotgun. The pistol hands off to Williams. Nice cut back. They got him down by the ankles. A good tackle right there by Nathan Winstead, but still very big first down gain as that goes for about 9 yards. Only thing slowing Williams down right now is
he's got a tight
shoelace.
Yeah.
But like we said, and he doesn't appear at all to be winded. Of course, we just had a long injury break.
Yeah.
But he's running with a lot of speed and a lot of power, and Wilson has now crossed midfield. I've got it inside Warrior territory at the 44-yard line. 8 minutes, 49 seconds left to go. We're tied up at 14 apiece here in the fourth quarter. Our higher school football game of the week. Strange, the quarterback in the shotgun. Again to Williams up the middle. Burst through for another Williston first down. This time it goes inside the Seven Rivers 40-yard line.
And I would say as long as Williston can keep this up and Seven Rivers can't stop them, they're just going to keep running 21.
No reason to change it up.
No.
Seven Rivers is going to have to come up with a big play on first or second down.
Unless they can get a turnover somewhere from him and help the situation. But not only is Williston on the move, the clock is also against Seven Rivers.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, you got to be talking about what happens when you get the ball back, if you get the ball back right now. First and 10 for Williston. They have the ball at the Seven Rivers 39-yard line. Quarterback, C.J. Strange. He's been in the shotgun all night. He does it again. Williams to his left. There's a handoff, bobbled a little bit by Williams, but he's got a huge hole, cuts back up the middle, a second cut, and he is going to find the end zone on the play. Big run by number 21, again, Gerard Williams. Bobbled the handoff a little bit, but great run, good vision, a couple of nice cuts, and that one taken to the house by Williams, so it's 20-14 now. Williston ahead, 7 minutes and 52 seconds left to go here in the football game. That's all it was, that whole drive, Coach.
It was just
number
21.
And he has found that extra gear. Extra point kick is up and good. 21-14. Williston takes the lead over Seven Rivers with 7:52 left to play here in the game.
And with 8 minutes to go, roughly, Seven Rivers still has time to go down and score.
They
the
do plenty
question
of time.
becomes, if they score,
would you go for two?
Would you go for two or would you go for one?
They've had a couple of short yardage situations like that last drive. They had a fourth down and about two and couldn't convert.
Yeah.
Remember, if you do go for two on the extra point, they spotted at the 3-yard line. Yeah, that would be interesting. My guess would be that we're a long way from that point, but with the way Coach Green talked about his guys being kind of worn out and tired, obviously now you lose one of your big guys in Henry Hicks. If you go down and tie the game up and, there's less than a minute to go or get down by one, I think you go for 2 in the win. I don't think you want to stretch this thing into overtime if you get to that point. Here is the kickoff. Deep is Brendan Rooks for Seven Rivers. He takes it, cuts back to his left, up the middle, a little bit of a hole, and good field position for Seven Rivers as they'll get the ball out at about the 27-yard line. 7:44 left to go in the game. The Warriors led 7-0 in this one, then 2 touchdowns by Willis. A quick strike, a 60-yard touchdown pass, and then it was a quick drive, but a long drive, a 99-yard touchdown drive. 3 carries by Gerard Williams, and they led 14-7. Seven Rivers tied it up on the opening drive of the third quarter at 14 apiece, and then the Warriors had a chance to take the lead right after that. After a muffed punt, they had the ball at the 11-yard line, but couldn't convert on a 4th down. And then Williston goes 96-plus yards to take the lead, and that's where we stand at 21-14. The handoff goes up the gut. It goes to number 34, and that's Logan Fulford with a short gain out across the 30-yard line. Now, we haven't seen the 2 touchdown drives for Seven Rivers have both lasted 5+ minutes, 6 minutes. So, I mean, you talk about a good sign over there by the cart coach. Henry Hicks is up and walking with an ice pack.
With an ice pack on.
That's fantastic news
No,
to see from the
back.
way.
That's
no,
good news
but
for
to
next
see
week.
him walking around, he's got no crutches, nobody helping him. He's limping over towards the sidelines. That is really good to see. It may give a little pep in the step to his teammates. We'll see. It's 2nd and long. Will Ellis looking for a receiver out in the flat, and it's overthrown, almost picked off again. It's number 14 on the coverage. Quinion Mitchell had the best chance to get to it. It was number 5 out of the backfield. Nathan Winstead couldn't come down with it. That'll bring up a 3rd and long now, and a big play here for the Warriors.
Yeah, this is a key play because it's not 4-down territory. They're only on the 31. They've got to get a first down or they're going to be a punt.
Yeah, big play here.
Or I wouldn't think they would go for it.
Yeah, the problem is, though, you kick the ball back. How much time is going to be left if you get the ball back? You got to bank on a 3 and out or a big stop by your defense. Will Ellis stumbles out of the backfield. He's going to get sacked. A big loss. I don't know. It looked like he may have tripped over one of his linemen. And that play was doomed almost from the start as Ellis was stumbling. And that is a huge loss. 6 minutes and 35 seconds, and it's 4th. They've got the ball about the 23. They got to take it to the 39, so that's at least 16-plus yards. And Will Ellis has come off the field, and they've dropped Nate Winstead back into punt formation. See what Williston does here. I'm sure this is just let him kick it. Winstead gets it off down the right side of the field. It will bounce at midfield backwards, Seven Rivers territory. And now Williston, with 6:05 left to play in the game, have the ball 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of Seven Rivers. And when the game was tied and there was plenty of time left, we saw number 21 get the ball every time.
Yeah.
Now with a 7-point lead and 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go.
You're going to see the ball in 21 all the time.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any question. And even if Seven Rivers comes up with a 3 and out, you got a chance if you're Williston to potentially bury him deep. So there's a water break, and we'll take a break. Quick timeout. We're in the 4th quarter. It's Williston ahead of Seven Rivers, 21-14, live high school football on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Just a couple of other quick updates for you. Mitchell Ridgewood tonight playing down in Newport Richey, and Mitchell leads at the end of the first period into the second period, 21-0. We've also got a couple of other updates for you. We mentioned Keystone Heights trailing Bradford. It's still 26-0. That game in the 4th period. The Dixie County Bears over the Baldwin Indians at the half by a score of 12-0. Halftime, Lafayette leads Chiefland 21-10. The Hawthorne Hornets over PK Young in the second quarter, 14-6. Also in the first quarter, it is Fort White 20, Santa Fe's Raiders 0. Also at this hour, it's a 24-13 game with the Forest High Wildcats beating Mount Dora in the second quarter. Westport right now 34-6 in the second quarter over the Citrus Hurricanes. And it is Bellevue's Rattlers 21-14 over Palatk's Panthers right now. So there's some more updates for you on high school scores. We'll keep you up to date as we continue our coverage tonight of our game of the week, Williston and Seven Rivers. Back to you guys at the field.
All right, clock running here in the fourth quarter. Williston with the ball.
Just what we said, a handoff 21.
Big gain for Gerard Williams as he takes it about 6.5, 7 yards. So 5.5 to go. Williston ahead, 21-14. They have the ball inside Seven Rivers territory. There's number 21 Williams again, busts through the line, and it looks like he has got enough for the first down as the official tells the chain gang to move them on down, and that's a first down, and that will allow Williston to keep that clock ticking. You wonder at what point does Coach Ray Green from Seven Rivers think about using some timeouts here. But it's pretty simple what Williston's going to do, and it's the hardest thing to stop, and that is number 21 right now. He has looked the part of the big-time running back that he is tonight, no question
and really,
about it.
Seven Rivers, I think, has got to start being a ball hawk and just looking for the turnover.
Sell out a little bit, right?
Yeah. And if they give up the big play.
Oh, there's a little pass. And the flat incomplete. Now that helps a little bit. That puts you behind the chains. It's second and 10. Now, if you can come up with a big play here on second down, you could use a timeout and get the ball back with close to 4 minutes to go, which would still make Seven Rivers have to push it a little bit offensively because that's not a ton of time.
That would be stretching it.
They need a stop.
Yeah.
They need a big play here on second and third down, both. Kind of surprised by that play call.
Yeah, I would have just kept it on the ground.
I don't see how Williams doesn't have 1 or 2 yards just by the way he's running through that line, and there was no need to stop the clock. We'll see if it comes back to hurt the Red Devils. And there he goes up the gut, Williams with the big run, and it doesn't hurt as he's carrying tacklers and the ball down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line, and that is a huge play in this game. Just about close to that knockout blow, barring a turnover right here as the clock gonna run as the referee winds it with 4 minutes and 37
but the question
seconds.
You got to ask yourself, if there is a turnover, can Seven Rivers go 75 yards in 4 minutes?
Well, and now, not only that, you're potentially at a point where Williston's going to have more than a one-score lead too.
Yeah.
And I think if you're Williston now, you're not just thinking run the clock. You're also thinking we just run the football with 21 and get in the end zone.
Yeah.
We're up by 2 touchdowns, and that's enough to win this football game.
Or get it down in field goal range.
C.J. Strange, the quarterback to Williams, cuts back out to the right side, up the middle, and he dances into the end zone. Great move, great run, great running back.
Yeah.
Looking very, very good tonight, and he has been very difficult to stop here in the fourth quarter. Tacks on 6 more for Williston, and the lead is now 27-14 for the Red Devils. Also, I think you got to give some credit to your offensive line when you got a guy running. I mean, he's got some holes to go through, but when he sees them, he goes. That is a talented running back. Extra point is up and good. And now with 4:09 left to play in the ball game, the biggest lead of the night. It's a 2-score lead for Williston. They are ahead 28-14. Tough one for Seven Rivers because, boy, it just seems like a few minutes ago, momentum was on their side. They had tied it up at 14. They got a muffed punt, got the ball at the 11-yard line, and you thought they were going to roll it in and go into the fourth quarter ahead by 7. But a big defensive stand by the Red. A 4th down stop on the first play of the fourth quarter, and then since that point, it has
that could have been the backbreaker
for
Gerard
Williams
as well when they couldn't get it in from the 11.
Yeah.
And they tried it, and that could have been here again, we've talked about momentum all night, Brett, and we finally seen it in the fourth quarter that Williston has carried that momentum right on through for a 28-14
and it's
lead.
with one of the better players that we're probably going to see at running back throughout the year, Gerard Williams III, kind of undersized in terms of next level potential at 5'8", but certainly a very good player, and I think he's going to have a tremendous season in Class 1A football for the Red Devils. And he's quick, but he's strong. I mean, we've seen him several times, Coach. Listed at 5'8", 181. And we've seen him drag tacklers behind him. He's got a strong base from the waist down, but he's also got that speed. If there's a hole, he can shoot through it.
You'll be watching him on Saturday afternoons.
I would think that there's, like I said, at 5'8", you wonder where the future is, but he certainly has got a lot of athletic ability and potential. And that's a kid. I don't know if if D1 is in his future, maybe Division II, and maybe a defensive back perhaps. I don't know, but he's a talented player. Seven Rivers is finally had a little too much of him tonight, but a good job by the Warriors to hang in there. There's the handoff to Brendan Brooks as the clock ticks under 4 minutes to go. And again, I know Coach Green is not going to, say, well, this is one of the best teams we'll play all year, and we hung with them. They're not into moral victories, but I think you see what this Seven Rivers team is capable of, and they're going to have an opportunity from here on out, the last 7 games of the season, to win a lot of football games.
Yes.
You just can't let this 2-game losing streak
and you can't
hang
let
over.
Injuries happen.
That's the other thing. Can't let that happen. There's a handoff up to Gut. It goes Noah Bresson out to the 31-yard line.
And who we're not seeing in this series of downs is Pryor.
Yeah, it looked like he did get dinged up on the very last play of the third quarter. We saw them kind of trying to stretch his leg out. Wasn't sure if it was a cramp or if it was knee, ankle, not sure, but he's not been back in. Referee winds the clock. There's 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go. It's third and about, we'll call it 4 for the Warriors. They trail 28-14 here in the fourth quarter. It's been a really good football game here tonight. Really a back and forth battle until that last possession where I think Williston just wore out Seven Rivers. There's Bresson around the left side. He will be pulled down. Looks like about a yard and a half, 2 yards short of the yard to gain. So that will be now a fourth down for Seven Rivers. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. I think Coach Green will probably go for it, knowing that no matter what, I think Coach Wentworth would run out the clock if they don't get it. So why not go for it and see what happens? Fourth and about 2. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go before this one goes into the record books. Williston will improve to 2-0 on the season with 2 very good wins for them over Eastside and Seven Rivers, and the Warriors will fall to 1 and 2. The handoff, and that'll be a first down. Big gain right there by Nathan Winstead as he picks up the first down for the Warriors out across the 40 to the 43-yard line as the clock will go under 2 minutes to go as the referee winds it. Again, for Seven Rivers, I know no moral victories, but they played very well tonight. They showed what they're capable of, and despite the 1-2 record, I think Coach Green's going to be happy with what he saw from his guys, with the exception of a couple small mistakes. Will Ellis comes around to pass out of the backfield. It's incomplete as it was in and out of the hands of Logan Fulford.
And they've played 3 quality teams, Brett. It's not like that they're out here playing teams that are just wins.
No, I mean, a 5A school in Hernando, and then, a 1A rural school in Williston who's going to win a lot of football games this year. I mean, they already knocked off Gainesville Eastside this year. So Williston will go up against the big boys when they get a chance to. And, they're a team. We talked about Dunellen and how they went out and attacked their schedule with this new format. Remember, in the smaller classifications, 1A through 4A, there is no district. It's all about region and points. And, Williston has come out and they've got a couple of nice point total wins, you would assume. I know Coach Green hasn't told us this, but you look at Seven Rivers, they're potentially, I would say, at least a 6, maybe a 7-win team. So that's a lot of valuable points for Williston going forward. Gainesville Eastside, we'll see what happens with them. But
because Williston will be rooting for Seven Rivers here on out.
That's how it works now, right? Especially in 1A through 4A, you want the rest of those teams to keep winning, up the point values on those victories, and find your way into the postseason. This has been a pretty impressive Williston football team, Coach.
And we got the athletes.
They do.
Look at your boy on the Gator baseball team from Williston.
That's right.
Freshman.
That's right. I mean, there's some athletes, and Coach Wentworth has done a very good job with this program. There's Will Ellis across the middle, out of the hands of Nathan Winstead. And it will be now 3rd and 10 with 1:34 left to go in the football game. As Dennis said, looks like it's going to be a tough night for the county schools, as both Citrus and Crystal River having a difficult time getting things going as well. And they will have district games starting next week. That pass by Will Ellis incomplete. That'll be 4th down now for Seven Rivers. 1:30 left in the game. Coach Green's going to go for it here. Again, it's 4th and 10. Last gasp right now for Seven Rivers as they're trailing 28-14. Ellis under center. Drops back, looking right, looking for a receiver, puts it up in the air. Back there is number 14, and he comes up with the interception. That's Quinion Mitchell. He's had about 3 or 4 tonight, near interceptions, just about out of his hands. This one, the last one, he got his hands on and made the pick. He's been very good out there on that right side, his left side of the defense. I mean, they've in some ways picked on him a little bit, but they have not been able to come up with a play out there, and he gets the interception for Williston, and that will pretty much put an end to this one. Now they will just run out the remaining 1 minute and 24 seconds. As we said, Williston will now improve to 2-0 on the season. And as we said, Coach, 2 impressive wins for Williston as they move forward in their season. And for Seven Rivers, 1 and 2 on the year, their last 2 against 2 pretty good teams. I would imagine you're going to see Williston probably sniffing around, if not in the playoffs in 1A. And I know you like Hernando a lot and their chances in 5A7.
You could see Hernando there in the playoffs as well.
Here's a handoff to Williams. Brought down after a short gain. For the Red Devils, probably going to have to snap it.
Maybe one more time.
1 or 2 more times as we're down to 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. And Williston will win this game. It was a heck of a battle. 14-7, the Red Devils had the lead at the half. Seven Rivers had their chances in the 3rd, 4th quarter. They tied it up, had a chance to take the lead. And then in the end, it just became a worn-down Seven Rivers and a very good, energetic Gerard Williams.
2.5 quarters.
Well, I mean, even down to the last 5 minutes, there's Gerard Williams breaking outside. He's got a chance to break this one. There's an angle on him. He cuts back, and he will be brought down at about the 35-yard line of Seven Rivers. 30.6 seconds left to go in the game, and sort of fitting that he gets what will be the last big play of the game. Gerard Williams was fantastic tonight for Williston.
He was Williston.
135 yards in the season opener against Eastside. He's well over that total now. We know the one drive he put up 99. There was another drive that I think they started at about the 4, so that was 96 yards, and he had every offensive snap, every handoff. So, I mean, my rudimentary math can tell you. Well over 200. He's close to 300, if not already there. Well over 250, I think, as well. So, I mean, and this is a heck of a game for Mr. Williams, and I think he has earned a spot on the bench now. And there's the quarterback, Neal, and this one will go in the books as the final 15 seconds will tick off. Good football game here tonight. Good game by both teams, but in the end, it was Williston and their star senior running back, Gerard Williams III. Heck of a night for him, leading Williston to a 28-14 win over Seven Rivers. We'll be back to wrap it up. It is our high school football game of the week live here on CBS Sports Radio 104.3.
Every new Honda is priced to sell now.
You too.
Who's that?
Guys, I've got this break and one more break, which I can run at the end if you want me to, or if you need another breather and come back and, So you got this break and one more break, which is a long one, about 2 minutes long, and wrap it up.
You 3,000 less than Camry. Unbeatable. 0 down, $199 a month, and free maintenance for 3 years with similar low monthly pay.
You got it.
The model year-end sale is the best time to buy at Love Honda. See all our specials at lovehonda.com. Then hurry in and save.
Go anywhere in the world first, but check